to the Money RX for CRNAs podcast, where you go behind the scenes with host Brett Fellows, CFP, as he explores the unique opportunities and challenges facing certified registered nurse anesthetist along the path to financial independence. In each episode, Brett shares expert insights and actionable advice, equipping you with the tools you need to take control of your financial destiny and retire on your terms. And now, here's your host, Brett Fellows.
Welcome to Money RX for CRNAs. In working with clients, I would say I spend about 80% of our client-facing time strategizing their retirement planning process and the sources of income that they will use to meet their financial needs during their retirement years. And for most clients, the goal of financial independence in retirement can only be met and sustained with a combination of income sources, which include personal savings, employer-sponsored plans, and Social Security benefits. And with the baby boomer aging out, an increasing number of individuals may anticipate working part-time during retirement and inheritances as other sources of income sources. And so I thought it would be helpful for you to better understand these income sources and the part that they play in your retirement plan. And since it's such a big topic, this episode today and my next will be dedicated entirely to Social Security benefits, which for many retirees represent their biggest source of income. So the importance of this program cannot be understated, as it keeps many, if not most, seniors out of poverty and ensures them at least a minimal standard of living. So for this part one of two series on Social Security, I'm going to talk about exactly what Social Security is and how your benefits are estimated. And then in the following episode, I'll talk about when to begin your Social Security retiree benefits and how benefits work for spouses or ex-spouses. And I 100% promise this is a heavy topic, so in order to keep myself awake, I'm not going to get into the weeds. I'm going to keep this light. But my goal is to give you a better understanding of just how Social Security works, because trust me, this is not a topic that many CRNAs understand, because like a lot of financial subjects, it's just never taught. Okay. So it is estimated that less than a quarter of CRNA employers today provide what's known as a traditional pension plan open to all employees. And this is because of the expense of those plans. Most employers are going the way of 401k and 403b type of plan that shifts more of the burden of saving and investing to employees. Combine this phenomenon with increasing longevity, a decline in employer-provided retiree health care, and unstable financial markets, and we see that CRNA retirees are becoming ever more dependent on the security provided by Social Security. In preparing for this podcast, I looked at the Social Security Administration's website and saw that 90% of individuals aged 65 and older receive Social Security benefits. And these benefits represent half or more of total retirement income for 53% of married couples and 74% of unmarried couples. And for 20% of retirees, Social Security is their only source of income. That is scary. Now, in the past, retirees would turn age 62 and simply turn on the spigot to begin receiving their Social Security retirement benefits. Today, however, those approaching retirement are increasingly aware of the importance of making a good decision about how and when to initiate their Social Security benefits. Now, I would say that in our client community, at least 60%, if not more, age 60 to 66, expect us to provide guidance regarding Social Security. And so it is my hope that this episode today will provide you with an understanding of the important role that Social Security plays in your overall retirement picture, and that you will have the information you need to help you make the best choices regarding your options if and when you are eligible. So let's start with a little history. Social Security was born out of President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal in 1935. Now, its original goal was to prevent families from slipping into poverty after a worker's retirement. And over the years since, the system has evolved so that it now provides not only retirement benefits, but also benefits to families of eligible workers and worker disability benefits. And Medicare is also a part of the Social Security system. So again, Social Security was started as a social insurance program, where benefits are earned by contributing to the system during the course of one's employment by means of a payroll tax, and you know this as FICA. This tax has grown from an original amount of 2% of compensation to a total of 15.3% today. The employer and the employee pay 6.2% each, 12.4% total, for old age survivors and disability insurance, or OASDI. And then the employer and employee pay an additional 1.45%, or 2.9% total, each for hospital insurance. Now, I mentioned a second ago that Social Security was never designed as a salary continuation program or to replace a person's full pre-retirement income. It's instead meant to provide a foundation or income floor and prevent poverty during one's retirement years. Now, the intent is for individuals to build other retirement savings in order to create a financially secure retirement. Unfortunately, Social Security is the major source of retirement income for most Americans. So that's what Social Security is. Now let's talk about estimating your future benefits. There are two eligibility requirements for Social Security. The first applies to your age. Simply stated, you must attain age 62 at a minimum to begin getting retirement benefits. The second requirement applies to your work history. Now, there are a lot of rules regarding the calculation of work summary that I'm not really going to get into on a podcast, thank God. But overall, you must work and pay into the system for 10 years to become fully insured and eligible for retirement benefits. Now, you may have heard the reference of 40 work credits, which means that you'll earn 1 credit or 1/4 of coverage up to a maximum of 4 credits per year for 10 years. And to be eligible for most Social Security benefits, you must be what's called fully insured, although there are certain benefits available for those who are called currently insured. But fully insured means you have 10 years of employment covered by Social Security, expressed again as 40 quarters of coverage. This gets you retirement benefits, spousal benefits, and dependent benefits, and disability benefits. Now, calculating your retirement benefit at first glance appears to be pretty confusing, but it's really only based on 2 factors. That is your earnings history and the age at which you choose to begin benefits. So let's start with your earnings history. It's the responsibility of the Social Security Administration to record your lifelong earnings as reported by your employer. There is a cap on earnings reportable, and for 2024, that is $168,600. And that means you only pay FICA taxes up to the $168,600 per individual. An inflation adjustment is then applied to each year's earnings in order to put your past earnings in today's dollars. And then you have a lifetime average earnings, which Social Security defines as the highest 35 years of your earnings adjusted for inflation. These years don't need to be consecutive or even recent. But once your highest 35 years are identified, they are totaled and divided by 420, the number of months in 35 years, to come up with an average monthly earnings, or AIME. Social Security then applies a formula to your average monthly earnings to determine the monthly benefit, which is also known as your primary insurance amount, or PIA. But the PIA number is hugely important because it is the amount upon which all Social Security benefits are based, including retirement benefits, spousal benefits, children benefits, etc. And then once that's established, your PIA will be adjusted annually thereafter to account for increases in inflation. Now, retirees do not have to claim their Social Security benefit at age 62 in order to get the cost of living increase for that year. If they choose to delay the start of their benefit until age 66, for example, they will still get cost of living increases for years 62, 63, 64, and 65. What's also unique about Social Security is that not everyone receives the same percentage of their average monthly earnings. And that's on purpose, so that lower income earners have a higher percentage of their pre-retirement income replaced by Social Security than higher income earners. This replacement rate is often referred as an income replacement ratio. In fact, lower earners, meaning less than $16,000 per year, can expect that Social Security will replace 80% of their earnings, while those with higher earnings, let's say around $155,000, will see only about a 28% replacement. Now let's take a look at the second factor that influences your payment amount, and that is the age at which you begin receiving benefits. Now, the calculation I summarized a minute ago talked about our primary insurance amount, the PIA, the amount you would receive if you began payments at full retirement age. Now, until recently, full retirement age was defined as age 65. Age 67, however, is now being phased in as the new full retirement age for those born in 1960 or later. Social Security retirement benefits, like I mentioned before, can begin as early as age 62. And in fact, more than 50% of retirees opt to initiate their benefits at that age. However, since full retirement age for most is now age 67, those who begin to collect Social Security benefits before their full retirement age will receive a permanently reduced benefit. Receiving benefits at 62 versus 67 will give you 5 extra years of payments, yes, but at a reduced level. This reduction is designed to equalize the lifetime payments who those of other retirees who started receiving their Social Security income later. So if you opted to begin benefits at age 62, you would only receive about 75% of your full benefit. Now, how that works: if you take your Social Security benefit any time before your full retirement age 67, again, for most of us, you'll have a 20% reduction for every month you take it early for the first 3 years, and then an additional 5% reduction for the next 12 months. So the most it can be reduced is 25%. Now, on the flip side, if instead the retiree opts to delay receipt of their benefits until after her full retirement age, she will receive a payment greater than which she would have otherwise received. So for those just reaching full retirement age, this increase equates to approximately an 8% raise for each year you delay filing after full retirement age, up until a maximum age of 70. So said another way, you'll get an 8% increase each year if you hold off from 67, 68, 69 until age 70, the last year you can wait. From that point, it's mandatory. Now, in addition to receiving delayed retirement credits, waiting to collect benefits until age 70 will also result in higher annual cost of living adjustments, and for married couples, a larger survivor benefit for the surviving spouse. Again, delayed retirement credits are not earned after age 70. So there's no reason to wait beyond age 70 to claim Social Security benefits. If I can give you a takeaway from today's episode, here are 5 milestones you should know. Age 50 is when disabled survivors can start receiving benefits. Age 60, when non-disabled survivors can start receiving benefits. Age 63, earliest one can start receiving retirement benefits at a reduced rate. Age 65 to 67 is otherwise known as full retirement age, depending on your birth year. Again, anyone born after 1960, this is age 67. You can receive 100% of your benefits if you file here. And then age 70, the delayed retirement age, you receive the maximum increased benefits for waiting until this time to file. I hope you found today's episode helpful as you think about your retirement and when you should turn on Social Security retirement benefits. And as always, given that everyone is different and everyone has unique needs and circumstances when it comes to retirement income and Social Security planning, it's nearly impossible for me to cover everything. So if you have any unanswered questions about your retirement income or your Social Security benefits, or maybe you just need a recommendation or a resource, please do not hesitate to reach out. You can shoot me a note. My direct email is brett@oakcapitaladvisor.com, or directly schedule a time with me by going to our website, oakcapitaladvisor.com, and click the free pre-op assessment link where you can schedule a call with me at your convenience. And take a minute too to give this show a review on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts. We'd really appreciate that. And that would make it much easier for other CRNAs to find us when they're searching for podcasts. Thank you for listening to this episode of Money RX for CRNAs, and have a great week.
This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It should not be relied upon as a basis for investment decisions. This podcast does not engage in rendering legal, financial, or other professional services.